Hello sew buddies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make this box pleated circle skirt. If you are new here, hello, my name is Joy and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. I really appreciate your support and encouragement. Let's get right into this tutorial. Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick explanation on this box pleat before we go into the tutorial proper. So when you want to do a box pleat, first of all you want to decide how many boxes do you want and how many pleats do you want. So for this tutorial I'm going to be doing 10 boxes and 10 pleats. So for this box pleat, see how you determine how many boxes and how many pleats. So let's say, for example, if you're doing, let's say this is the front part of this circle skirt. If this is the front piece of this circle skirt, this is half of the waist, and you want to do a 10 box, meaning that the front will have 5 and the back will have 5 boxes. So let's say 1 2 3 4 5. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. So in between each boxes you have your pleats. These are what the pleats like tucked in, and the same thing goes for the back. 5 boxes and 5 pleats. This is circumference, the half of the back. So let's say this is the second, 2 3 4 5. So in between we have our pleats. Then on this side, on the side seam, the back and the front will be sharing one pleat and also sharing one pleat. So yeah, you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 boxes. So now you want to count your pleats. This will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 pleats. So here we have 10 boxes and 10 pleats. Now for this skirt, the waist measurement is 35 inches. I'm working with a 35 inches waist circumference. That's from here round. After pleating, it should be 35 inches. And the length, I'm working with the full length of, actually this is a dress, but I just want to use the down part to show you how to make a circle box pleat tutorial, a circle box pleat skirt. So her full length is 44 and her half length is 19. So what you want to do is 44 minus 19, that will give you the full. So 44 minus 19, 44 minus 19 will give you the full length of the skirt. So meaning that our length is 25. So our waist here, waist circumference is 35 inches and the full length of the skirt is 25 inches. Now this is what I want to establish for these 10 boxes and 10 pleats. Remember, there will be a zip at the back, and because there will be a zip at the back, one of the boxes will be divided into 2. One of it will be divided into 2. So let's also establish that. So one box will be pleated, and in between that slit we are going to be having our zip allowance. So zip allowance on both sides will be 1 inch each. So zip allowance is equal to 2 inches. Let's keep that aside. Now for this skirt, I want to put a pocket on the side. Remember, this is our side seam. I want to put a pocket on the side. That's why I'm dividing the front and the back piece into 2. Usually you can actually do the front and the back together if you won't have any pockets at the side, or if you don't want to do any joining at the side. So remember that this pleat here is going to be divided into 2. So 2 pleats will be divided into two or splitted into two. That is this pleat right here and this one right here. So now let's go into the calculation. For each pleat, I want to have an 8 inches. That's each of my pleats should be equal to 8. So meaning that since we have 10 pleats, our pleats calculation will now be 8 times 10. 8 times 10 pleats will give us 80 inches. Each boxes, remember we are using each boxes is what will make up the complete measurement of the waist. And you know the waist is 35 inches and the box is divided into 10. So meaning 35 divided by 10 will give us a 3.5 inches. So what it means is that this will be 3.5, this part will be 3.5 until you go round, and then when you calculate it, it will give you the exact 35 inches. So what I mean, I'm doing this detailed tutorial for our beginners. So what it means is that each pleat here that you be talking will be 8 inches, 8 inches folded in. So this will be 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, till you get to the end. And since we said this will be splitted into two, what it means is that one part will be 4 inches and the other part will be 4 inches. That's why I did the explanation. Remember, 2 pleats will be divided into 2. So this one is taking 4 inches, the front is taking 4, and the back is taking 4. Now, in between those pleats, remember, since they'll be divided into 2, we need a seam allowance for joining. So I'm going to be using a 1-inch seam allowance. That's where the pocket will be. That 1-inch seam allowance on both sides. That's 1 year, 1 year. That's 2. 1 year, 1 year. That's 4. So side seam allowance is equal to 4 inches. Let's keep that aside. So now to the circumference that we need for this skirt. Now the actual circumference that we will, after everything, we will now take our allowance, we'll pleat it, and then the only thing remaining will be our boxes. That's the 3.5. So what it means is that we'll do zip. Now our zip allowance on both sides is 2 inches. That's 2 inches plus then our pleats, 8 pleats, 80 inches plus 80, then our waist circumference plus 35, remember, then our side seam allowance plus 4. So when you do 2 plus 80 2 plus 80 plus 35 plus 4, this is what we need for our waist circumference, 121 inches. When I mean waist circumference, now I'm talking about this circumference. So by the time you're done with all the pleatings and all the zip allowance and all the side seams, you will be left with your 35 inches waistline. Do you understand? So 35 inches waistline is what we are working towards. By the time we take all these things away, take our pleats, take our zip allowance, take our side seams, then we will be done with our 35 inches waist, the actual waist. So now our total circumference is 121 and our full length is 25. So the next thing we are going to be doing is find the radius of this circumference. And when I mean radius, this is what I mean. So imagine this is the circumference of a circle. The radius is just something like this. So we want to find the distance from this to this. That's what are we going to cut out that after opening up it will give us this circumference. And to find the radius of a circle, if you want to cut a circle skirt, to find the radius, so we are doing 121. To find the radius of 121, you want to do 121 divided by 6. 121 divided by 6.28, and it's giving us a 19.26. Approximately I'll just approximate it to 19.25. So meaning that whatever I'm folding, when I fold my fabric, the radius of the circle is going to give me, from here to here will be 19.25, and then the full length of my circle now. The full length of my circle, that's from here to here, should give me a 25. So 225 is the length of that skirt, the skirt we are making. Now from here to here is 19.25, and then from here to here is 25. Now when you are sewing this skirt, remember that, like I said earlier, this is a gown actually, so I'm just bringing out the down part to make a skirt first for this tutorial. So remember, when we are sewing this, we will need 1/2 inch up for joining to the upper part of the gown, and then here we need a 1 inch, that's the 1 inch length for folding of the hem. So what are we going to get? 25 plus half plus 1 is going to give us a 26.5. So that is the length we are going to be using, so that at the end of the day, by the time we take our 1/2 inch for the seam joining to the upper bodies, and then 1 inch for the hem, is going to give us our original 25 inches. So now let's get right into the practicals. So yeah, I'm doing the calculation for the skirts, how I'm going to fold my skirts. 19.25 is my radius, plus 25, which is my length, then plus 1.5, which is my seam allowance. Allowance is 0.5 inches for the joining, and then 1 inch for the hem. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two, folding it into what I just calculated, which is approximately 46 inches. So here I'm measuring 19.25 radius. Just make sure your tape measure, whatever you're using, or your ruler, is at the tip of the fabric and it doesn't move from that tip. So it's just like pivoting it at that tip. You take your 19.25 round, and then after that you take your full length. So now here, what I'm doing basically is folding, like I explained in the beginning of this tutorial. The first thing I did here, this is the front piece, and the beginning there is where my pockets would be. So the first thing you want to do is take the 4 inches slits, or 4 inches folding, because the folding, the pleat at that pocket part is going to be shared, like I said earlier. So you take your 4 inches pleat, and then you take your box, which is 3.5, and then the next thing is the 8 inches slit, and then 3.5, 8 inches. You do the same thing until you get to the other edge of the front piece, where you now take a 4 inches pleat, because the front and the back is going to share the side seam pleats. So that's what I'm doing basically. I'll just keep on folding until I'm able to go round the skirt. So yeah, this is what it looks like after I've gone ahead to pleat round the skirt. That's my center front, and you can see the pleat, which is 8 inches, and then the boxes are 3.5 inches. So counting it, you see it gave me 10 boxes and 10 pleats, just like I explained in the beginning of the tutorial. And the side seam, like I said, has a pocket. I've gone ahead to fold my hem and I'll give it a good press. Remember, the hem, the allowance for the hem was 1 inch, and I've gone ahead to fold that in. This is the part where I'm going to fix my zip. Remember, I said this is a gown, so I'm just going to do that when I'm joining the upper part of this dress. And there, this is my pocket, and my box pleated circle skirt is ready. Please, if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to do so. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.